that told you about the piece of paper. I'm telling you, the more important life for the balance of us is the excellence in this life and the hereafter. Rabbina atina fit dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. You are the balanced community that doesn't have to wait till you die to get the excellence of life. I just recited to you a Quranic verse which puts you in the position to get the best now and after you die. Did you hear what I said to you? You don't wait to die to get Allah's blessings. No, sir. You get those blessings on this side. And then you say to yourself, I'm going to obey Allah with this wealth. And I'm going to spend it in the way of Allah, pleasing Allah. And you will get the greater benefit after you physically pass away. So what's the purpose of money? Is to help you to get to paradise. Boy, I never heard it like that. Oh yes, sir, I'm telling you. If you spend your money to feed somebody, if you spend your money to give somebody a better health situation, if you spend your money to help somebody in the house, and all of these things, those things will carry you to paradise. Good God. I don't care how small your means in your pocket may be. You do these things that Allah told you through His prophet, His messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and you will have peace of mind here and the paradise in the hereafter. See, that's us. We got this balance, ummatul wusta, the balanced community. I know how to live here and get the best, and I know how to die and get even the better because of this thing. You might not like this death talk. You know I hardly talk about it. Very seldom I talk about it. But if you're not going to die, would you please raise your hand? I'm not going to die. Okay, let's get him up the straight jacket because you don't got his situation right. You know what I mean? Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, I am the leader of the children of Adam, and there is no boast in it. This is your leader. And then you'll know what he said to help us in this time, this foolishness we got. I'm showing you hadith, and I'm giving you hadith where you can see how practical they are today. Not riding a camel and wearing leather cuffs and a robe this thin in Chicago in the middle of winter. You know, some people criticize me, say, Imam, you have no full beard. You're supposed to have a full beard. You're supposed to have a turban. You're supposed to have a towel. Alhamdulillah. And it was whipping me that I ain't legitimate, I ain't following the prophet in his sunnah, in the dress. So you know what I told them? Do you know Abu Lahab? Some of you don't know him. Abu Lahab and both of the others, two of them. The worst ones in the time of the prophet. One was his family and the other one was a friend. Abu Lahab, no, he'll come. Do you know he was the great enemy of Muhammad the Prophet? He wore a turban. He had a full beard. And where did the Prophet say he is? He's in hell. So it wasn't the beard that kept him from hell. It wasn't the turban. It was taqwa. Imam. Libas al-taqwa. Libas al-taqwa. The clothing of taqwa is the best clothing. Okay? And the Prophet, here's what he said to help us in our time. He said, never call a great sinner my chief. I want to repeat that to you again. Never call a great sinner my chief. That young brother, he know what I'm saying. He's in the hadiths much more than me. Thank you. And I want you, I'm getting these hadiths out of a set called Ghazali, the Revival of Islamic Science. Some of you may know this, and I think it's the third volume. And what it is, this is only the English version. Some of you, you're better scholars than I am. I would like for you to help me get the Arabic English set. It's a 4-volume set. If you can get them for me, I would appreciate it. Because I not only like to read from English, but I like to read the Arabic. For those persons who question some of these sayings of the prophet. Some of the sayings are da'if, means they're weak. Other sayings are gharib, means that they're far away, you know. And others are sahih, means it's correct. Anyway, he says, never call a great sinner my chief, because if he becomes your chief, you will incur or you will get the displeasure of your Lord. Now, I'm going to say something to you from the prophet and show you his great wisdom. He said, anger destroys faith, as certain condiments destroy honey. You know, you can have honey, and you can put hot sauce in it and other condiments like that, and you'll kill that honey. The biggest problem that you have going on in the leadership of this country is anger. This man, 1,400 years ago, and you look in that leadership, that house is nothing but a house of anger. And you can fill in the blanks. I'm not going to give you the blanks like I would like to. Muhammad the Prophet said the middle way is the best of all actions. So the two extremes must be avoided and do not become angry. And he said, with regards to objects of love, a necessary thing, he said, he who rises in the morning with safety in his house, with his body sound, and with provision for his day, has been given as if it were the world with its treasures. Now, context needs to be understood. I've seen people say, I'm poor. He tell me, Imam, I need something. I'm poor, right? I've been in that person's house. They got a color TV in the house. This is the person saying poor. They got hot and cold running water in the house. They have garbage service in the house. In the time of Muhammad the Prophet, no hot and cold running water. In the time of Prophet Muhammad, no color TV, no air conditioning, no radio, no television. So the poor person today lives richer than the kings in the time of Muhammad the Prophet and show no gratitude for this. I'm trying to get you to understand. You have to be grateful to Allah for everything that you have, no matter how big or how small it is. And then you have to use those gifts in a way to please Allah. This is serious talk. I'm not trying to make you spooky. But you have to think of Allah more and more. You have to have Allah on your mind more and more and more. We do not have Allah enough on our minds. And I'm not beating anybody up. I say we. And the Prophet, he said, tell us what he said. The strong man is not the one who defeats his enemy by wrestling, but the strong man is he who controls his anger. And the Prophet said, anger is a burning coal. It burns in the house of the man, which is his heart, at the time of his anger. And then the Prophet, he said about those of you, he said, knowledge is acquired by efforts. He who seeks good deeds and gets them, the best is he who saves himself from sin is secure. And about knowledge, honorable people, he said, طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. طلب العلم, to seek knowledge, فريضة, I'm sorry, is a must, it's an obligation. على كل مسلم, on every Muslim. And then he said this dua for himself. He said this about knowledge. Oh Allah, make me fortunate with knowledge. Adorn me, clothe me with patience. Honor me with taqwa, God consciousness. And increase my dignity with tranquility. Now you think this is a little old statement to play with, to joke with? Satan will make you think like that. And you lose your personal internal peace. I don't know if you've ever seen people, nobody touched them, nobody said nothing to them, nobody hit them, but they walk around fussing all the time. I don't know if you've seen people like that, miserable all the time. They're not happy with anybody else, and if you leave them in a room, they ain't happy by themselves. Why? Because there's only one life in here. I'm going to sit down after I tell you this. You need to listen to this. In you is only one life. And when you're born in the world, you only have one expression with the one life. When you're first born, one life, one expression. But after you've been in the world for a couple of years, then you get a second expression, which is an influence from corrupt ideas. So now in you now is the one original life, the one original expression, and secondarily, the false. The falsehood. So let me tell you what this is in common man's language. Those of us, I'm not a ulama, so I don't know the big words in English or Arabic. But I know this. What the prophet is telling you, you're born ala fitra. What does ala fitra mean? With your originality. Originality, I'm telling you. Fitra means nature. But what nature? The original nature. See? After you're in the world, influences come through your eyes and your ears and form a world over your mind. I hope you are listening to this. So you walk around with a thinking, look, here's my thinking I got from nature, okay? I'm living in the world, now the world gives me a thinking. Look what I'm showing you. So now the world has put a world over my original mind. And that's your problem, and that's my problem. And so therefore, listen what I'm trying to show you. Look, watch me. This is your originality from mama's womb. This is the artificiality from the society we live in. And so your originality is trying to throw off artificiality. And as long as that artificiality stays on top of your originality, you will never have peace. I'm giving you keys, I'm giving you blessings from Muhammad the Prophet. When you find yourself upset, when you find you're easily ticked off, now you should say to yourself, that's an influence that I have gotten from the world. Allah Akbar. I don't know if you can appreciate what you're hearing. This wisdom is not coming from Nasir. I don't have this kind of insight. I'm living by what I'm telling you. I'm reducing more and more problems in myself. I'm reducing them because I'm giving back the foolishness that the world gave me. I'm giving it back. I'm not letting those ideas speak through me. I'm not letting those ideas control my conduct. Because I'm in charge of this body, not false ideas. But if I accept those false ideas, I'm going to live in hell. Allah Akbar. Giving you great wisdom, great knowledge. If you don't respect what I'm telling you from the prophet, you're going to live in hell now before you die. You're going to be in hell here as a so-called Muslim. Allahu Akbar. And if you want this, I'll give it to you. If you don't believe that this is from Muhammad the Prophet. It's here. Allahu Akbar. So you say, why we pray so much for Muhammad the Prophet? Because of the wisdom that I just shared with you. This man is something. Here's a man that if you follow him, Muhammad, you do everything he says, you will get happiness here and guaranteed progress in the hereafter. Why not pray for that man and thank Allah for him? Allahu Akbar. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So I'm so thankful to Allah for this man, Muhammad the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said this, dear brothers, those who give in charity, we need to remember this. This is his teaching. He said, wealth does not decrease because you give in charity. I want to repeat it again because I had people that challenged me. Said, Nasir, I had $5 and I gave 3. So in my pocket I got 2. You don't understand the wisdom of the sayings of Muhammad the Prophet. He says, wealth does not decrease by charity. So give charity. And Allah will honor him more on the day of resurrection. Now listen, this is the prophet. Listen. He said, a man opens the door of begging for himself. If the man opens the door of begging, God will open the door of poverty for that man. I want to repeat this to you again. The prophet said, if a man opens the door of begging for himself, Allah opens the door of poverty for him. So some people told me when I gave him this hadith, oh, that's so insensitive. Oh, that's insensitive. No, it's not insensitive. It's creating sensitivity for that man to become productive. Great wisdom. So if I'm begging me, and I hear this hadith, and I got an ounce of intelligence in me and self-dignity, it is designed to speak to my nature to be a businessman. Not to be a beggar, but me to now be a provider. Because if the prophet said that, then there is a truth in it. I know I don't get a lot of tech videos, but that's okay. And he says modesty. You know how you see everybody in the government, they're so arrogant. You know, you call the chief of staff. You heard that term, right? Some of you don't know that term. The term for a lot of people in business, especially in politics, they say so-and-so is the chief of staff. So the chief of staff is Mr. Trump. And the prophet said, don't call a sinful man my chief, because if he becomes your chief, you will incur the wrath of Allah. I'm repeating these things. So the prophet said, modesty does not increase anything except progress. You want them to have good progress? Be more modest. Be more humble. I'm the biggest so-and-so or so-and-so. You say, well, Nasir, you talk like that. I talk like that to run the hypocrites out of here. They sit right among you. And I'm making them uncomfortable. But when it comes to you, I'm as humble as a kid. And then the prophet said, so take modesty. Listen, dear brother. He said, if you take modesty and humble yourself down, he said, Allah will raise you up himself. Allahu Akbar. So you want to rise? Humble yourself down. And the prophet also said, when you go to sajda, every time you go to the lowest place of sajda, Allah raises you up, removes a sin from you. Here's the other most important thing. I'm giving you great wisdom of this man Muhammad. Look how it's desperately needed now, as though you're in a desert with no water. And he said,